to be aspiring to build large platforms like this, like our Sudhit said, are we ready to build a large platforms? Are we having infrastructure and companies to produce them? What exactly a large system? Large system is like all these verticals. Then also we need to have a good foundation, quality, confidentiality, security, all this. So, of course, thanks to DRDO, thanks to Dr. Saraswat and all these pioneers, we have some of the verticals in place in the country. But building a large system is not only these verticals, you need to have a strong team. And most of these big companies, what we mentioned here, are 5,000 plus people. So leaving aside our public sector companies, the focused aerospace defense companies are small, and we have to grow to this size is a big task ahead. So for our startup interest, aerospace defense in India and especially in Hyderabad around is machining and fabrication, except few companies, right? This is what, my understanding, and most of us feel. But I'm just referring one vertical. You can understand an electro-optical system. You have mechanical, electronics, optics, and many. And what we need to have, you need to have so much of a knowledge, the bottom, whatever I mentioned. Like you need to understand power systems, digital electronics, control, image processing, precision engineering. These are all the subjects you need to have at a system level. In addition to that, you need to have a lot of manufacturing. So one need to understand the aerospace and defense is complex. So you have to go a long way. Manufacturing, right. So we need to be NIS 9100C, NDT, IPC, NATCAP. So what we have, what we presume what we have, we are not really. For example, we have only few companies exist in especially for the general industry available, NATCAP certified, for example, for an electroplating or for a metallurgical treatment. We don't have any in Hyderabad. We need to go out. That too few. So this is the status of our aerospace and defense. Now we can't understand many of the assembly processes here because as I told you, most of our aerospace is like machining, maybe sometimes stamping, and some PCBAs, right? Other than that, we don't have. So long way to go. And of course, there's a lot of opportunity also, right? Sir, I'm rushing because of the less time. So coming to the components, actually, I touched upon the manufacturing and components. We don't have an aerospace certified rivet in the country. We don't have an aerospace certified screw in the country, except few custom made screws like DRDO certified or BrahMos certified for their captive use. I don't know, some extent HCL must have done. But we don't have for any OEMs, if you want to use a standard screw, we don't have. But we have many companies like TI, they produce screws for all automobiles, but the government of India or someone like large companies have to take interest and nurture these companies to produce aerospace screws or hardware for the country so that we can dream big. Then coming to the electromechanical components and sensors, like we don't make any connectors. No Indian company producing aerospace connectors like relays, nor any of the sensors. So this is another opportunity, but this is a reality. You want to build a large system, but we need to have these products. Then only you can build some system. Like leaving aside like a ball screw, like a roller screw, many precision mechanisms, and it's a large thing to understand. Again, of course, you need to understand electro-hydraulics. We make certain components in electro-hydraulics, but we don't have power pack certified for an aerospace and defense. Similarly, yeah. Certification, it's a big subject. I can't talk much on this subject, but this is another key area for us to succeed in aerospace and defense. So you need to have a system knowledge, you need to have a navigation and communication, structures, instrumentation, engines for certifying any product. Or when you want to fly an aircraft, one need to certify means you need to have a lot of knowledge, a lot of people. So this is also a big job. I don't think we can do on our own. It has to be through international collaboration. So government India must look at it, how best we can build this particular collaborative teaming so that we can have some infrastructure for certification. Of course, we have Semilac, we have a few agencies, so they are trying to help us in captive programs, but in general, we need to go long way. The competitiveness. So competitiveness, since we are producing only components, so we have a lot of competition because the aerospace is a turning and milling for us. So you have hundreds of companies in and around Hyderabad, similarly around the country. So we have a lot of competition for the same job because we have not got into the true aerospace and defense. So we compete in our known area. So that way it is difficult and you don't generate money. So you have less money for your R&D, so which is an essential for in aerospace. And similarly, aerospace is actually highly demanding because customers who wants to outsource in India, they realize they can't outsource much. They want to outsource in an offset area only what India can do today. So that way they also have limitations, and our equipment costs are high, our finance costs are high. So in an international way, we are not really in a position to compete. So this is what our experience with most of the OEMs who approached us. So we need to really get into higher productivity, the lean manufacturing and all these best practices, then only you can become a strong aerospace company. The way forward. So of course it was touched by many people. So for us is an L1. So left side is a bucket, or right side is a seeker. So we compare, we have the same rule for the bucket and the seeker. So we don't have any company today producing seekers. Companies like us, we are trying to get into, we made some breakthroughs, but everyone wants to become a seeker company, right? So the buckets and seekers are same for our, the procurement teams. So like Dr. Saraswat said, the procurement is like a bucket procurement. Seeker is also bucket procurement. So we need to understand. So today, our aerospace and defense is process oriented. It's like a spread. So this spread is actually creating a lot of uncertainty for us, which we need to overcome. What is the way forward? This is what I think. So this is how the whole world works. Like product specific verticals. So that can be, way forward for us, so that more and more companies and the policymakers, large companies should nurture these product-oriented groups. So therefore, these product-oriented groups one day try to work together to become a platform company. So that's it. Actually, we need to have, again, anything to know, we need to go to an internet and see Wikipedia. We don't have any of our processes, standards, what is what of aerospace and defense. So it's very, very difficult for youngsters to get into. So we don't know what is existing. Like Ram Babu said, we don't have documentation, no database, nor any documents to refer. So that way, a lot of uncertainties, like even process qualification also we don't have. So this is another key area which we need to look at it. Then material manufacturing. Yes, most of our raw materials are imported today. We don't have, we have a lot of manufacturing companies like an aluminum, but none of these materials were qualified for an aerospace and defense, except our missile programs, wherein we have certain grades identified so that we can buy. Like, as I told you, we also, have to have skill centers and establishments to nurture the critical process for aerospace and defense. We can't understand what is riveting, we can't understand the simple resistance welding. Maybe we have a few companies in and around Hyderabad and Bangalore know the TIG and MIG to a greater extent, but we don't have such a training systems to train the people. Again, concurrent product and process facility is also another key for the large programs so that we can save some time. Yeah, that's it. With this, thank you very much.
Thank you, Raju garu.